Welcome to the channel. My name is Simon, and together with my wife Kathy and our two dogs Wally and Coco, we continuously cruise the canals and rivers of the UK. In this video we carry on along the River Aire towards Castleford. The sun is starting to shine, so not a bad journey. Enjoy. House on the right hand side obviously used to have some moorings. They've gone into a state of disrepair. Soon we'll go under the railway bridge. Big heavy steel structure. Not particularly good looking. Now these moorings, there's a sign there, very faded, saying private moorings. You could have got 3 or 4 boats along there. As this is river, which falls under the environmental agency, I'd assume you have to apply to them to moor your boat on here. And as it is prone to flooding, you'd also have to make sure you've got a floating pontoon type setup, or at least rods that you can moor against if the river does rise. This is called Bofferton Street Bridge. On the left hand side is some flood mitigation structure. Nice houses along here. Some of the gardens built right down to the waterfront. Boat moored up on the right hand side, and that will be a floating pontoon because it's got 2 big poles at the back to which the pontoon is attached and allows it to go up and down with the river levels. One thing you have to be aware of when you're travelling on rivers, even though we've got quite a shallow draft on this boat, you normally stick to the outside of the curves, the bends, because the silt tends to build up on the inside where the water slows down. So middle or outside is the rule. got to assume this river's got more than adequate depth for the commercials, which draw 2 meters plus. On the left is power station, and as we go around this bend you see the old wharfs and offloading system when this power station was fed by coal. The power stations, or the ex-power stations that we're going past at the moment here on the river, there were 3 coal-powered stations here from 1927 to 2016. They were gradually closed down due to the fact they weren't going to meet the emission standards being imposed on the country. So the 2,450 megawatts of power to the national grid was lost. Currently there's 2 multi-fuel stations. These are energy from waste stations, so they burn all our rubbish. But the final 3 cooling towers for the coal-fired stations were demolished in March 2022. There was also a plan to build a 4th one before the emission issues came to the fore. Slightly off the canal here, some former new development. Certainly a big building site. A lot of heavy duty machinery, earth movers. Big temporary office block. Always fascinates me, these building sites, what they're actually going to be. Because you never see any signs just saying, you know, a new warehouse for whoever or anything like that in this country. It's top secret, undercover. So quite a lot of activity in there. A lot of people in high-vis jackets, hard hats, all looking very busy. Sometimes along here on the right-hand side, people moor up their boats. Really wild moorings, no fancy facilities at all. Tied to trees and all sorts of things. And although I think there is a pathway behind there down the side of the river, still very isolated. So that's the life you want. I suppose that's what you do. Sometimes we've also seen boats that have been cut loose, floating down here, abandoned. Big old wharfs and jetties. Here comes the sun. Ha! And it's as if I doubted it. Certainly the cloud cover is blowing off. Today is really our first day of our summer, should we call them summer travels? But we're now going to move out from our sort of winter stomping grounds where we just sort of hang around for winter. And now heading out, not particularly into new territory, but areas we've not covered for a long time. We also planning on how far we're going to go. The choices from here are basically the Huddersfield Narrow Canal, the Rochdale, the Leeds and Liverpool, all three of which are the Transpennine routes and all have their issues. We would like to do Leeds and Liverpool again. We did it 2 years ago, coming this way, but feel like we rushed it a bit, so we're going to go back and go in the opposite direction, turn around and come back. But already there seems to be issues with water levels and shortages, and it doesn't bode well for the summer. On the right hand side there's a boat in what I call a wild mooring, and it's been there, I would say, all through winter, because it was definitely there when we came through here in October last year. Got itself a little encampment, totally off grid. Got a few structures there as well. Won't show you too much detail. Break up his privacy. Yeah, very interesting. As I say, I'm not sure what the rules, regulation and law is around that sort of setup. So it's definitely isolated. What's up, doggo? Hey. You're a bit warm under there, hey? Dog's got a jacket on, hot water bottle. It's probably going to start getting a bit overheated if the sun does put in a more serious appearance. Graffiti on the bridge pillars. be too far from civilization. Well, I do see on the map that this, on the right hand side, there is a footpath all the way from Castleford to Nottingham, so yeah, access is there. And walk all the way down. There's bird sanctuaries and all sorts of things on the right hand side. When we travel on rivers like this, or any river, it is recommended that you carry an anchor, just in case you lose power and start to float around aimlessly. So this river, not being a tidal river, it's fairly calm and slow, but when you're out on the Trent or the Ouse and the tide's moving you, yeah, sometimes you need to drop the hook in an emergency. Not something I'd want to do, but we do carry an anchor, and it is attached to the front, so if necessary can strong arm it over the side and hopefully stop your movement until you can be rescued, or until you can fix whatever the problem is with the engine. I don't think this river in this state you would feel too much movement. If your engine did stop, you'd just drift into the side, probably more driven by wind than the current itself. The thing you mustn't forget is this water is cold, and we quite often see people swimming in it. Nah. Anything under 30 degrees C is ice, as far as I'm concerned. This bridge coming up is certainly a much older bridge than the motorway one that was behind us now. Pretty ancient. Railway bridge, so I'm assuming it's still in operation. I've never seen anything going across it. It's all fenced and boarded, and so I would assume it's still in operation. Don't know if you can get access to cross over the river on it, on the walkway. It's hard to see if it's locked off or not. Again, on the right hand side, flood mitigation gates, barriers, structure, pumps, it's all automated. And you see behind us as we wind our way around the corners in the bank. Trees are all beautiful. One dog watching me closely, make sure I don't get it wrong. One thing about the river, it's got nice bends in it, so you don't get too bored. So I see quite a few cormorants around, very hard to film. So when you get close, they go underwater. disappear for an amazing amount of time before they reappear. Certainly know how to do it. Quite a few around. Most of them now behind us. Okay, well that's it for this trip. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and make comments. I need the comments to know how I can improve the channel. Thanks very much. Until next time, bye.